Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the life you are living is not the life you dreamed of. You feel stuck, overwhelmed, and frustrated, as if no matter what you do, nothing changes. You look around and wonder why some people seem to thrive effortlessly while you struggle to make progress. What if I told you that the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain stagnant is not luck, talent, or circumstances, but a decision to rebuild themselves from the inside out. Every person has the power to reshape their life, to redefine who they are, and to create a future far beyond what they ever imagined. It starts with looking in the mirror and asking yourself a simple yet profound question. Am I truly living the version of myself that I want to become? The answer to that question will determine everything today. I am going to take you on a journey of self-discovery, empowerment, and transformation, showing you how to break free from limiting beliefs, embrace growth, and rebuild yourself into someone unstoppable. If you are ready to take control of your life and become the architect of your own destiny, then this is the moment to start. Before you can rebuild yourself, you need to understand exactly who you are at this moment. Self-assessment is the mirror that reflects not just your strengths, but also the hidden weaknesses and patterns that dictate your life. It is easy to go through life reacting to circumstances, following routines, and assuming that what you see on the surface represents the full story of yourself. Yet, transformatio begins when you pause, step back, and honestly examine your current state. This process requires courage, because looking inward can reveal uncomfortable truths. You may discover habits that are counterproductive, tendencies that sabotage your success, or attitudes that prevent you from reaching your potential. The first step in self-assessment is to become brutally honest about the reality of your life. It's not about blaming yourself or indulging in self-pity, but about recognizing patterns and understanding the impact of your choices, actions, and mindset. Understanding yourself begins with your daily habits. Habits shape more of your life than you might realize. The small, seemingly insignificant actions you take each day compound over time, either building your life or eroding it. Reflect on how you spend your mornings, evenings, and even small pockets of free time. Are you feeding your mind with knowledge, inspiration, and growth? Or are you wasting it on distractions that add little value to your life? Are your routines pushing you toward the person you want to become, or are they keeping you trapped in a cycle of stagnation? A true self-assessment demands that you trace these habits and see where they lead. It is not enough to simply recognize what you are doing. You must understand why you are doing it. Your actions are often guided by deeper beliefs and unconscious programming that have been formed over years. By uncovering these underlying drivers, you can identify which ones serve your growth and which ones hinder it. Another essential aspect of self-assessment is evaluating your mindset. Your mindset shapes how you perceive challenges, opportunities, and even yourself. Are you someone who sees failure as a setback or as a lesson? Do you believe that your abilities are fixed, or do you embrace the idea that you can grow through effort and learning? The way you think directly affects the results you achieve. People who fail to assess their mindset may continue to operate from a place of limitation, repeating the same mistakes and wondering why progress eludes them. Self-assessment requires that you dig deep into your beliefs, assumptions, and attitudes, questioning whether they are helping you move forward or holding you back. Self-assessment also includes examining your relationships and environment. The people you surround yourself with, the culture you immerse yourself in, and the energy you allow into your life all influence your growth. Are your relationships supportive, challenging, and inspiring, or are they draining, toxic, and limiting? Are you surrounded by people who elevate your thinking, or do they reinforce habits and beliefs that keep you small? An honest evaluation of your social and environmental influences is essential. because these external factors often shape your internal world more than you realize. Another critical layer is assessing your emotional intelligence and resilience. How well do you understand your emotions, and how effectively do you manage them? Do you respond impulsively to stress, criticism, or setbacks? Or do you pause, reflect, and act with clarity? Emotional awareness and control are foundational to rebuilding yourself because they allow you to make deliberate choices rather than reacting unconsciously. The more aware you are of your emotional triggers and patterns, the better you can shape your actions, decisions, and ultimately, your destiny. Finally, self-assessment demands reflection on your vision, purpose, and goals. Where are you headed in life, and why? Are your daily actions aligned with the person you aspire to become, or are you drifting in directions that lead nowhere meaningful? Clarity about your purpose acts as a compass during this journey. Without a clear vision, rebuilding yourself becomes an exercise in motion without direction. Assessing your purpose involves asking deep questions about what matters most to you, what legacy you wish to leave, and what impact you want to have on the world around you. Self-assessment is not a one-time activity, it is a continuous process. Life is constantly changing, and as you evolve, so must your understanding of yourself. The act of regularly pausing, reflecting, and evaluating your habits, mindset, environment, emotions, and purpose provides the clarity needed to make informed choices. It ensures that every step you take is intentional and aligned with the person you are striving to become. The journey to rebuild yourself cannot progress as long as you are held back by beliefs that limit your potential. Limiting beliefs are the invisible barriers you place on yourself, often without realizing it, that dictate what you think you can and cannot achieve. These beliefs are formed over time, shaped by childhood experiences, societal expectations, failures, and even well-meaning advice from others. They whisper subtle messages in your mind like, "You are not capable, this is too difficult for you," or "You don't deserve success." When you internalize these thoughts, they become self-fulfilling prophecies, shaping your decisions, actions, and ultimately your life. The first step in letting go of limiting beliefs is identifying them, which requires careful and honest introspection. You must pay attention to the recurring thoughts that arise when you are faced with challenges, new opportunities, or decisions that matter. These thoughts often reveal the deep-seated beliefs that are quietly controlling your behavior. Once you recognize a limiting belief, it is crucial to examine its origin. Many limiting beliefs are inherited, learned from family, teachers, or social circles. Some stem from personal failures or setbacks that you internalized as evidence of inadequacy. Understanding where these beliefs come from helps you separate them from reality. Most often, the world has not defined you. It is your interpretation of events and experiences that has created these barriers. By tracing the belief back to its root, you can see that it is not an absolute truth, but rather a perspective that has been shaped over time. This realization is powerful because it shifts your view from one of helplessness to one of choice. You are no longer a passive participant in your limitations. You become aware that you have the authority to challenge and replace them. Challenging a limiting belief requires questioning its validity and relevance. Ask yourself, is this belief based on evidence or assumption? Does it serve my growth or hinder it? Often you will discover that these beliefs are outdated, irrelevant, or simply false. For example, believing that you are too old to start a new venture ignores countless examples of people who achieved great success later in life. Believing that you cannot handle failure ignores the reality that resilience is built through experience. By interrogating these beliefs, you weaken their control over your mind and open the door for new perspectives. Replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones is the next critical step. This does not happen instantly, and it requires consistent effort and reinforcement. For every thought that says, "I cannot," consciously replace it with, "I can learn, I can improve, and I can succeed. Visualization and affirmations are powerful tools in this process because they help to reprogram the subconscious mind. When you consistently feed your mind with thoughts of possibility and growth, the old patterns gradually lose their grip. Over time, your behavior begins to align with these new empowering beliefs, creating a cycle of positive reinforcement that propels you forward. It is important to understand that letting go of limiting beliefs also involves challenging the comfort of familiarity. Many people cling to these beliefs because, even though they restrict growth, they provide a sense of security. The known, even if limiting, feels safer than the unknown. Breaking free requires courage to step into uncertainty and embrace change. It may feel uncomfortable, awkward, or even frightening at times, but it is precisely in that discomfort that growth occurs. By consistently taking action in spite of fear or doubt, you train your mind to accept new possibilities as reality. Your environment and the people around you play a significant role in reinforcing or breaking limiting beliefs. Being surrounded by individuals who doubt your abilities or criticize your ambitions can reinforce the barriers in your mind. Conversely, spending time with people who challenge you, inspire you, and believe in your potential accelerates your ability to shed old beliefs. Exposure to new ideas, books, experiences, and mentors can also provide the perspective needed to see beyond self-imposed limitations. Letting go of limiting beliefs is not about naive optimism or blind confidence. It is about cultivating an empowered mindset rooted in self-awareness and intentional action. It requires vigilance because these beliefs often resurface in moments of stress, fear, or uncertainty. The practice of observing your thoughts, questioning assumptions, and consciously choosing empowering alternatives must become habitual. By doing so, you create a mental landscape that nurtures growth rather than restricting it, providing a foundation upon which you can rebuild yourself, stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Continuous learning is the fuel that drives personal transformation and lays the foundation for rebuilding yourself into a stronger, wiser version of who you are. Life is ever-changing, and the skills, knowledge, and mindset that served you yesterday may not suffice for the challenges and opportunities of tomorrow. To remain stagnant is to surrender to mediocrity, while embracing a commitment to learning ensures growth, resilience, and adaptability. Learning is not merely about acquiring facts or accumulating degrees. It is about expanding your perspective, refining your abilities, and cultivating a mindset that welcomes growth in every circumstance. The moment you stop learning, you limit your potential, because growth is a process that demands constant exposure to new ideas, new experiences, and new ways of thinking. To embrace continuous learning, you must first adopt a mindset that values curiosity above comfort. Curiosity is the spark that propels you toward discovery, insight, and innovation. It compels you to ask questions, seek understanding, and challenge assumptions that have long guided your behavior. A curious mind does not settle for the surface-level answers, but digs deeper, exploring the why and how behind every concept, every challenge, and every experience. Curiosity shifts your focus from being a passive observer of life to an active participant, constantly seeking opportunities to grow and evolve. When curiosity becomes a habit, learning becomes natural, and you begin to see every situation, whether success or failure, as a chance to gain knowledge. Practical learning comes through action and experience, not just theory. Reading books, attending seminars, or consuming content can expand your knowledge, but true mastery emerges when you apply what you have learned. Each step you take, every project you undertake, and every challenge you confront provides lessons that cannot be found in textbooks. Experience tests your understanding, forces you to adapt, and teaches resilience in ways that abstract knowledge never can. By combining theoretical learning with practical application, you build a deep reservoir of skills, insight, and wisdom that empowers you to handle increasingly complex challenges. Another critical aspect of continuous learning is the ability to learn from failure. Failure is often perceived as a setback or an embarrassment, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful teachers available. Each failure carries a lesson, revealing gaps in knowledge, errors in judgment, or areas where your skills need refinement. Those who embrace learning as a lifelong practice do not fear failure. They study it, analyze it, and extract every ounce of insight it offers. This mindset transforms mistakes into stepping stones rather than obstacles, accelerating personal growth and reinforcing the belief that every experience, no matter how difficult, contributes to your evolution. The environment you cultivate also plays a significant role in continuous learning. Surrounding yourself with people who are knowledgeable, experienced, and growth-oriented creates a natural culture of learning. Mentors, peers, and colleagues who challenge your thinking and provide constructive feedback push you beyond your comfort zone. Exposure to diverse perspectives and approaches broadens your understanding and encourages innovative thinking. Learning becomes easier and more impactful when it occurs in an environment that nurtures curiosity, experimentation, and reflection. Technology and resources today offer unprecedented opportunities for continuous learning. Online courses, videos, podcasts, and books make knowledge more accessible than ever before. However, the abundance of information also demands discernment. Learning effectively requires focus and intention. It is not about consuming the most content, but about identifying what will meaningfully contribute to your growth and applying it in your life. By being selective and deliberate, you ensure that your learning is purposeful, actionable, and transformative rather than superficial. Continuous learning is also about evolving your mindset. It is not enough to gain new skills or knowledge. You must be willing to unlearn outdated ideas, challenge long-held assumptions, and remain flexible in your thinking. Growth requires the courage to admit that you do not know everything, and the humility to accept guidance, feedback, and correction. A learner's mind is open, adaptable, and receptive, recognizing that there is always more to understand and improve. This mindset allows you to approach life with optimism, resilience, and the confidence to navigate uncertainty. Finally, continuous learning is a lifelong commitment. There is no finish line, no moment when you can claim mastery over life itself. The journey of learning is ongoing, requiring discipline, patience, and perseverance. Those who embrace this journey understand that each day presents new opportunities to learn, grow, and strengthen themselves. By committing to continuous learning, you ensure that every experience, every interaction, and every challenge contributes to your evolution, allowing you to rebuild yourself into someone more capable, insightful, and prepared for the life you aspire to create. Discipline and consistency are the cornerstones of any meaningful transformation and the backbone of rebuilding yourself. Many people dream of change, envision a better version of themselves, and set ambitious goals, but without discipline, these aspirations remain fantasies. Discipline is the ability to take action even when motivation is low, when excitement has faded, or when challenges and distractions appear. It is the internal strength that keeps you moving forward regardless of circumstances. Consistency, on the other hand, is the practice of applying effort day after day, building momentum through repeated actions. While discipline gives you the power to start, consistency ensures that small efforts compound over time into significant and lasting results. Together, they form the mechanism through which transformation becomes possible. True discipline begins with clarity of purpose. It is easier to remain disciplined when you understand why a particular action matters, how it aligns with your long-term vision, and what it will contribute to your growth. Without purpose, discipline becomes a mechanical effort, something that feels burdensome rather than empowering. Understanding the why behind your actions fuels persistence and fortifies your commitment when the journey becomes difficult. Every step you take toward rebuilding yourself requires deliberate action, and discipline provides the structure and control necessary to follow through, even when the path is steep or obstacles seem insurmountable. Consistency, though often underestimated, is what transforms effort into results. Most people underestimate the power of small, repeated actions because they focus on immediate outcomes. They desire instant results. But real growth is the accumulation of countless small, seemingly insignificant actions performed over time. Waking up early, reading a chapter of a book daily, practicing a skill, or completing a small task consistently may appear trivial in isolation, but over weeks, months, and years, these habits compound, shaping the trajectory of your life. Consistency turns intention into reality, proving that the journey of rebuilding yourself is less about dramatic leaps and more about persistent, unwavering effort. Discipline requires self-control and the ability to resist immediate gratification in favor of long-term gain. It is about making choices that serve your growth, even when they are uncomfortable, inconvenient, or challenging. Life is full of distractions, temptations, and excuses that can derail your progress, but discipline acts as a shield, keeping you aligned with your priorities. It is the voice in your mind that says, "I will do what needs to be done, even if it is difficult," and it is the habit that carries you through moments of weakness. People who master discipline learn to structure their lives in a way that makes success inevitable, creating routines and boundaries that support their goals. Consistency and discipline reinforce each other. Discipline allows you to begin and persevere, while consistency ensures that effort is maintained long enough to produce meaningful results. Without discipline, consistency falters because motivation alone is unreliable. Without consistency, discipline is wasted because sporadic effort cannot create lasting change. Together, they form the invisible engine that powers transformation, turning vision into action, action into habit, and habit into results. The practice of discipline and consistency also strengthens your character and resilience. When you repeatedly choose actions aligned with your goals despite discomfort, you build mental toughness and self-confidence. You learn to trust yourself and your ability to follow through. Challenges and failures become less intimidating because you know that your steady effort will carry you forward. Discipline and consistency teach patience, showing that meaningful progress is not instantaneous, but cumulative, requiring persistence and dedication over time. Discipline is not about rigid control or perfection. It is about intentionality and commitment. It allows flexibility while keeping you anchored to your purpose. Life is unpredictable, and obstacles will inevitably appear, but disciplined individuals adapt without losing sight of their goals. They develop the ability to prioritize, make decisions that serve long-term growth, and avoid distractions that hinder progress. This adaptability, combined with steady consistency, ensures that no setback can permanently derail the journey of rebuilding yourself. Consistency also benefits your mental and emotional state. When you commit to daily practices, routines, or habits that align with your goals, you develop a sense of control and confidence. You no longer feel at the mercy of circumstances, but instead become proactive in shaping your future. Each day of consistent effort compounds your skills, knowledge, and resilience, creating a momentum that propels you forward even when motivation wanes. The key is to remain patient, knowing that lasting transformation is a marathon, not a sprint. Ultimately, discipline and consistency are the foundation upon which all other efforts rest. They allow you to implement self-awareness, embrace learning, and overcome limiting beliefs. They are the forces that transform intentions into actions and actions into results. Without them, even the most brilliant ideas, profound insights, and strong ambitions will falter. With them, even small steps can produce extraordinary outcomes over time, enabling you to rebuild yourself into a version of strength, clarity, and capability that surpasses what you once believed possible. The people and environment you surround yourself with have an extraordinary influence on your mindset, habits, and the trajectory of your life. Rebuilding yourself is not only an internal journey, but also one that is shaped by external factors. Positivity is contagious, and so is negativity. When you spend time with individuals who inspire, challenge, and uplift you, you unconsciously adopt their habits, attitudes, and thought patterns. Conversely, spending prolonged periods with those who doubt you, criticize your ambitions, or embody stagnation can reinforce self-doubt and limit your potential. Choosing the right environment and the right people is therefore a crucial step in your journey to rebuild yourself, because it determines whether you will thrive or simply maintain the status quo. To surround yourself with positivity, you must first recognize the influences that currently shape your life. Take a critical look at the people you spend the most time with, the media you consume, and the environments you frequent. Are these influences encouraging growth, learning, and optimism, or are they feeding fear, complacency, and negativity? This is a step that requires honesty, because it is often easier to ignore the subtle ways in which negative influences limit us. Friends, colleagues, social media, news, and even casual acquaintances can unconsciously instill beliefs and attitudes that shape your daily decisions. Identifying these influences allows you to take deliberate steps to either reduce their impact or remove them altogether, making space for more empowering connections. Positive relationships are not merely about avoiding negativity. They are about actively seeking individuals who elevate you. Mentors, role models, and peers who exemplify qualities you wish to develop are invaluable. Being around people who are disciplined, motivated, and resilient gives you a living example of what is possible, inspiring you to emulate their behavior and mindset. These individuals challenge you to rise above mediocrity, question your assumptions, and take actions that stretch your capabilities. They provide guidance, encouragement, and accountability, which are essential when the journey becomes difficult or when self-doubt creeps in. Such relationships act as catalysts, accelerating your growth and reinforcing the changes you are striving to make in yourself. And your environment extends beyond people to include physical and mental spaces. The atmosphere in which you work, learn, and live impacts your focus, energy, and productivity. A cluttered, chaotic, or distracting environment can drain your energy and impede progress, whereas a space that is organized, inspiring, and aligned with your goals fosters clarity, motivation, and creativity. Similarly, the mental environment you cultivate through your thoughts, habits, and self-talk is equally important. Positive thoughts, affirmations, and a mindset focused on possibility rather than limitation create fertile ground for growth. Just as a garden thrives when nurtured and cared for, your mind flourishes when it is consistently exposed to positive influences and ideas. Consuming positive content is another way to surround yourself with influences that propel growth. Books, podcasts, videos, and articles that focus on self-improvement, knowledge, and motivation can shape your thinking in profound ways. The ideas and perspectives you expose yourself to regularly become internalized, influencing your decisions, behavior, and worldview. Just as negativity can subtly erode confidence and ambition, consistent exposure to positive, constructive content builds resilience, creativity, and optimism. By curating your inputs carefully, you ensure that your mind remains aligned with growth, inspiration, and possibility. It is also essential to be selective with the energy you allow into your life. Not every person, opinion, or opportunity is beneficial. Learning to set boundaries and politely distance yourself from toxic influences is a sign of strength, not arrogance. Protecting your mental and emotional space allows you to focus on what truly matters and devote energy to relationships and environments that reinforce your growth. This conscious curation of your social and environmental sphere amplifies your ability to implement new habits, maintain discipline, and embrace challenges without being pulled back by negativity or doubt. Positivity thrives in reciprocity. As you seek to surround yourself with empowering individuals and environments, it is equally important to contribute positively to the people and spaces around you. Encouraging, supporting, and inspiring others not only reinforces your own mindset, but also attracts like-minded individuals who share similar values and aspirations. In this way, you create a reinforcing cycle of positivity, where your growth fuels the growth of others and vice versa. Being part of such a circle accelerates personal development and strengthens the foundation upon which you are rebuilding yourself. The journey of surrounding yourself with positivity is continuous. As you grow, your needs, goals, and aspirations evolve, and the influences that once served you may no longer be sufficient. Regularly reassessing your relationships, habits, and environment ensures that your surroundings remain aligned with your purpose. Positivity is not merely the absence of negativity. It is the presence of influences, habits, and relationships that energize, inspire, and push you toward becoming the best version of yourself. By consciously curating your environment and the people in your life, you create a foundation that supports every step of your journey to rebuild yourself. Resilience and adaptability are the qualities that allow you to navigate the inevitable challenges, setbacks, and uncertainties of life while continuing to move forward toward your goals. Rebuilding yourself is not a linear journey. It is filled with obstacles, failures, and moments of doubt that test your determination. Resilience is the inner strength that enables you to recover from these difficulties, to withstand pressure without breaking, and to maintain focus on your vision despite adversity. Adaptability is the ability to adjust your thinking, approach, and actions when circumstances change, allowing you to find solutions where rigid thinking would only create frustration. Together, these qualities form the backbone of personal transformation, equipping you to not only survive, but thrive in a world of constant change. Resilience begins with mindset. People who are resilient view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as insurmountable barriers. They understand that setbacks are temporary lessons in disguise and stepping stones toward a stronger self. Resilience is not about denying pain or avoiding difficulty. It is about facing challenges with courage, acknowledging discomfort, and choosing to move forward anyway. When you cultivate resilience, you build confidence in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. Each challenge overcome becomes proof that you are capable, strengthening your self-belief and creating a foundation for future growth. Adaptability complements resilience by giving you the flexibility to respond effectively to change. Life rarely follows a predictable path, and clinging rigidly to plans or expectations can lead to frustration and stagnation. Adaptable individuals are able to pivot, reassess, and adjust their strategies without losing sight of their ultimate goals. This requires open-mindedness and the willingness to embrace uncertainty rather than resist it. Adaptability allows you to turn unexpected challenges into opportunities, to find creative solutions when old methods fail, and to seize new possibilities that you may not have anticipated. Resilience and adaptability are strengthened through experience. Each time you face difficulty, make a mistake, or encounter resistance, you have the opportunity to learn and grow. By reflecting on your responses and adjusting your approach, you gradually develop a mental toughness that becomes ingrained in your character. This process teaches patience, humility, and perseverance. Resilient individuals recognize that failure is not a permanent condition, but a temporary state that can be overcome with effort, learning, and persistence. Adaptable individuals see change as an invitation to innovate and improve, rather than a threat to stability or comfort. One of the key elements in building resilience is emotional regulation. Strong emotions, if unchecked, can cloud judgment, prompt impulsive decisions, and lead to burnout. Resilient individuals learn to acknowledge their emotions without being controlled by them. They cultivate self-awareness and mindfulness, allowing them to respond to adversity thoughtfully rather than reactively. By maintaining emotional balance, you ensure that challenges are addressed with clarity and composure, increasing the likelihood of successful outcomes and reinforcing your ability to endure future trials. Adaptability also involves embracing lifelong learning. The more knowledge, skills, and experiences you acquire, the more tools you have to navigate change. Being adaptable means being willing to unlearn outdated methods, challenge long-held assumptions, and experiment with new approaches. It requires humility, recognizing that you do not have all the answers, and curiosity, seeking solutions from multiple perspectives. By continuously learning and remaining open to new information, you strengthen your capacity to respond to challenges creatively and effectively. Resilience and adaptability are further enhanced by the support systems you cultivate. Surrounding yourself with positive influences, mentors, and peers provides encouragement, guidance, and perspective during difficult times. Sharing challenges with those who have faced similar experiences allows you to gain insights and emotional reinforcement that strengthens your resolve. Likewise, being part of a community that encourages growth, collaboration, and innovation fosters adaptability by exposing you to diverse ways of thinking and problem solving. Finally, resilience and adaptability are essential for long-term success because they allow you to maintain momentum even when progress feels slow or uncertain. Life is rarely smooth, and every journey toward transformation will encounter obstacles. Those who possess resilience and adaptability do not allow setbacks, unexpected changes, or failures to define them. Instead, they use these experiences to refine their strategies, strengthen their character, and deepen their understanding of themselves and their goals. By cultivating these qualities, you equip yourself with the inner resources necessary to rebuild yourself continuously, rising stronger, wiser, and more capable with each challenge you face. As we come to the end of this journey together, remember that rebuilding yourself is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong commitment to growth, learning, and self-mastery. Each step you take, examining yourself honestly, letting go of limiting beliefs, embracing continuous learning, practicing discipline, surrounding yourself with positivity, and developing resilience brings you closer to the best version of yourself. Transformation is not always easy, and it will challenge you in ways you cannot yet imagine, but the rewards are immeasurable. Every small effort compounds, every choice shapes your destiny, and every challenge becomes an opportunity to rise stronger than before. As you leave here today, carry with you the understanding that your life is in your hands. You have the power to redefine who you are, to overcome obstacles, and to create a reality that aligns with your deepest ambitions. Believe in yourself, stay consistent, embrace growth, and never underestimate the strength within you. Good luck on this remarkable journey of self-reinvention, and may every day bring you closer to the life you are meant to live. Thank you for being present, for listening, and for taking the first step toward rebuilding yourself.